All right, diving in today. GHK2, it's this naturally occurring copper peptide. Did you guys send over a whole stack of research on it?
Yeah.
So we're going to try to break it down.
It's really fascinating
For everyone.
how GHK-Q kind of ties into, the broader role of copper in the body.
Yeah.
We know that copper is really important for brain function and wound healing, even, the health of our blood vessels. But it's one of those things where you can have too much of a good thing,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Too much copper can actually be harmful.
That's what makes GHK2 so interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like this delivery system to make sure that copper is getting to the right places.
Exactly.
In the right amount.
Think of it almost as like a chaperone.
Okay.
For copper ions. So it's very specific.
Yeah.
It's almost guiding those copper ions to where they need to be.
That's interesting.
And that careful management seems to unlock some really remarkable benefits.
So let's get into those benefits. Skin health. I know that you sent over some studies on that, and some of the results seem almost too good to be true.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of buzz about GHK-Q in the skincare world,
Yeah.
and for good reason.
Yeah.
What we're seeing in the research goes beyond just marketing hype. GHK-Q has a real impact on the production of collagen and elastin,
Right.
which are those essential proteins that keep skin firm and youthful.
Yeah, so it's not just about smoothing wrinkles. It's about actually supporting the skin structure.
Precisely. GHK-Q actually stimulates the fibroblasts,
Okay.
which are the cells that are responsible for creating collagen and elastin, and it goes even further than that. GHK-Q also helps to repair damaged skin cells and protect against oxidative stress, which is a major, contributor to aging.
You sent over one study that really caught my eye. It compared GHK-Q to vitamin C and retinoic acid.
Oh, yeah.
Which were like the gold standard in skincare.
Right.
And the results were amazing.
Yeah, that study looked at photoage skin.
Oh.
Which is skin that's been damaged by, sun exposure. And they found that GHK-Q was actually more effective at increasing collagen production than both vitamin C and retinoic acid.
Wow.
It's pretty compelling.
That's impressive. But GHK-Q's benefits go way beyond skincare, right?
Right.
I mean, we're talking about wound healing, too. And you've sent over some research on how GHK-Q can help speed up that process, and something that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, GHK-Q, it acts like a multifaceted healing agent at the site of an injury. It attracts, the cells that are responsible for cleanup debris and kickstarts the formation of new blood vessels.
Oh, wow.
Which are crucial for, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the damaged tissue. But it's not just acting locally.
Yeah, this is where it gets really intriguing.
Right.
You mentioned the systemic effect, where GHK-Q administered in one area of the body can actually help wounds heal in a completely different area.
Yeah. That's right. There are studies showing that GHK-Q, even when injected into muscle tissue, can stimulate healing processes throughout the body. It seems to be like triggering this cascade of beneficial responses that extend far beyond the site of administration.
So it's almost like GHK-Q is sending out a signal that says, hey, we got damage over here. Let's ramp up a healing response everywhere.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it.
That's so wild.
And the systemic effect opens up, some really exciting possibilities for treating all sorts of wounds, especially those that are difficult to heal conventionally.
Right.
We're talking about chronic wounds like diabetic ulcers, pressure sores, even burns.
And we haven't even touched on the brain yet.
Right.
You've sent us research on GHK-Q's potential for cognitive enhancement and even nerve regeneration.
Yeah.
Which is pretty mind-blowing.
It is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Research in this area is still relatively young, but the early findings are incredibly promising. What we're seeing is that GHK-Q might play a role in protecting the brain from oxidative stress, which is a major factor in age-related cognitive decline. It also seems to be involved in boosting levels of neurotrophins.
Those are like brain food, like essential proteins that help neurons grow and thrive.
Exactly. And some studies suggest that GHK-Q might even influence the expression of genes involved in learning and memory.
Hold on. Influencing gene expression. We're going to have to unpack that a bit later because that sounds like we're getting into some really complex mechanisms.
Right.
But first you mentioned a study involving mice and a maze.
Yes. In this study, they were looking at how GHK-Q impacted cognitive function in aging mice.
Oh, yeah.
And what they found was fascinating. The mice that were treated with GHK-Q were able to navigate the maze much more effectively than their untreated counterparts, even though they were the same age. So it suggests that GHK-Q could have real potential for improving cognitive performance, even in older brains.
So it's not just preventing decline.
Right.
It might actually be improving function.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so far we've got a potential skincare superstar, a wound healing wonder, and a possible brain booster.
Right.
What else can this remarkable molecule do?
Well, the research suggests that GHK-Q might have anti-cancer potential as well.
Now that is truly fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a naturally occurring peptide.
Yeah.
That might be able to help fight cancer. How does that even work?
It appears that GHK-Q can modulate the expression of certain genes that are involved in cancer development and spread.
Okay.
Imagine it like flipping switches in our DNA.
So it can essentially turn down the volume
Yeah.
on genes that promote cancer growth.
Exactly.
That's incredible. You send over a study that looked at colon cancer.
Yeah.
And the ability of various substances to target genes involved in metastasis.
Right.
Which is the process of cancer spreading to other parts of the body.
That's right. Out of over 1,300 substances that they tested, only 2 showed significant promise in targeting those metastatic genes. And GHK-Q was one of them.
That's remarkable. And it really highlights the potential of GHK-Q to act at a very fundamental level.
Right.
Influencing the very processes that drive disease.
Exactly. And it's important to note that while that copper connection is, crucial,
right.
GHK-Q seems to be working in ways that go beyond simply delivering copper. It's interacting with cells and influencing, biological processes in ways that we're only beginning to understand.
It's like GHK-Q is a master key.
Yeah.
Unlocking doors to various cellular pathways and triggering a cascade of beneficial responses.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's true. There's so much more to GHK-Q than meets the eye.
Okay.
For instance, there's growing evidence that it could play a significant role in lung health.
Really? Lung health, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of an impact are we talking about here?
Well, think about conditions like acute lung injury or pulmonary fibrosis, where you have, inflammation and oxidative stress that are really wreaking havoc on these delicate lung tissues.
Right.
And remember how we were talking about GHK-Q's powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties?
Yeah.
Well, it seems that those benefits extend to protecting the lungs as well.
So GHK-Q could potentially be a valuable tool in treating these serious lung conditions.
Absolutely. It's definitely an area that's ripe for further research. One study showed that GHK-Q significantly reduced the severity of lung injury in mice.
Wow.
And it did this by, dialing down those harmful inflammatory molecules and bolstering the activity of those protective antioxidants.
That's amazing. And to think, we've only just scratched the surface of what this peptide can do. You mentioned hair growth earlier.
Right.
And I have to admit, I'm a bit skeptical. I mean, there are so many products out there making claims about thicker, healthier hair. But, is there any real science to back that up?
It might surprise you to learn that GHK-Q could be a key player in hair growth.
Okay.
Studies have shown that it can stimulate the proliferation of cells within hair follicles.
Okay.
Which could potentially lead to thicker, healthier hair.
So it's not just wishful thinking. There's actually evidence to suggest that GHK-Q could give those hair follicles a boost.
Exactly. And in one study, GHK-Q was found to be as effective as minoxidil, which is a popular hair loss medication in stimulating hair growth.
Wow. It seems like the potential benefits of GHK-Q just keep expanding.
Yeah.
Skin, wounds, brain, lungs, hair. Is there anything this peptide can't do?
Well, as with any potential therapeutic agent, there are limitations, and we always need more research. We've been focusing on a lot of the positive, benefits.
Yeah.
But I think it's also important to acknowledge that there can be some downsides to GHK-Q as well.
That's a good point. Every superhero has their kryptonite. What should we be aware of when it comes to the potential downsides?
Well, while GHK-Q is generally considered safe, especially when applied topically, some people experience, skin irritation or redness when using products that contain it. As with any supplement, it's It's essential to consult with the doctor before adding GHKQ to your regimen, especially if you have, any pre-existing health conditions.
Right. Always best to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Get personalized medical advice. But overall, it seems like the potential benefits of GHKQ far outweigh the risks.
I think that's a fair assessment based on, the current research.
Yeah.
GHKQ really does represent an exciting new frontier in health and wellness, and it's going to be fascinating to see where the research leads us.
Speaking of research, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, GHKQ's ability to influence gene expression.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth diving a little deeper into that because it seems to be at the heart of a lot of its benefits.
I agree. It's one of the most, fascinating and potentially revolutionary aspects of GHKQ's activity.
Yeah. For those who might not be familiar with the concept, could you give us a quick breakdown of what gene expression actually is?
Sure. So think of our DNA like a vast library filled with blueprints for building and maintaining our bodies.
Okay.
And each gene is like a specific blueprint for creating a particular protein which carries out a specific function. Gene expression is the process of turning those blueprints, on or off, controlling which proteins are produced and when.
So it's like a control panel.
Yeah.
Deciding which genes are active and which ones are taking a break.
Exactly. And GHKQ seems to have this remarkable ability to influence that control panel and, tweaking gene expression in ways that can have really profound effects on our health.
You mentioned earlier that GHKQ was one of only 2 substances that effectively targeted genes involved in metastasis.
Right.
In that colon cancer study.
Right.
That seems to suggest a very targeted and powerful influence on gene expression.
It does, and it's not just limited to cancer.
Right.
We're seeing evidence that GHKQ can upregulate, genes involved in collagen production, wound healing, antioxidant defense. It's like GHKQ is boosting the activity of the good guys.
Yeah.
The genes that help us stay healthy and resilient.
And at the same time, it's downregulating genes that promote inflammation.
Right.
Cellular damage.
Yeah.
Even cancer growth. It's almost like GHKQ is orchestrating this intricate balancing act.
Right.
Helping to restore a healthy equilibrium within our cells.
You've hit the nail on the head. GHKQ's ability to modulate gene expression opens up this whole new realm of possibilities for treating a wide range of conditions, not just addressing symptoms,
right,
but potentially getting to the root of the problem.
It makes you wonder what other genetic pathways GHKQ might be influencing. Could it be modulating genes involved in inflammation, aging, even brain function?
Those are all, active areas of research right now. The findings so far are incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
For example, there's evidence that GHKQ can upregulate genes that enhance the production of nerve growth factor, which is essential for the growth, survival, and function of neurons.
So in a way, GHKQ could be helping to protect and even regenerate the nervous system.
That's the hope, and as we delve deeper into the world of epigenetics, which is the study of how environmental factors can influence gene expression, I think we'll uncover even more amazing ways that GHKQ can impact, our health and well-being.
This is truly mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It makes you realize just how complex our bodies are and how much we still have to learn about the intricate interplay between genes, environment, and molecules like GHKQ.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this research so thrilling. We're constantly making these new discoveries that challenge our understanding and open up these new possibilities for improving human health.
I have a feeling we'll be talking about GHKQ for many years to come. It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful solutions are found in the simplest, most elegant designs of nature.
I couldn't agree more. It's a testament to the incredible power of naturally occurring molecules and their potential to really transform our approach to health and healing.
Okay, so we've explored this incredible range of potential benefits associated with GHKQ, from its effects on skin and wound healing to its potential role in boosting brain function and even fighting cancer. But one question that keeps coming back to me is, if this molecule is already present in our bodies, why do we need to supplement?
That's a great question, and it gets to the heart of, why GHKQ is generating so much excitement.
Okay.
The thing is, as we age, our natural production of GHKQ declines. It's like a gradual dimming of this vital life force within our cells.
So it's not just about addressing a deficiency.
Right.
It's about replenishing something that we're naturally losing
Exactly.
as we get older.
And by supplementing with GHKQ, we might be able to, restore that youthful vitality, at least to some degree.
Yep.
Think of it like recharging a battery that's slowly losing its power.
That's a powerful analogy. And it makes me wonder, what does the research say about the effects of GHK-CU supplementation in humans? Have there been any studies looking at its impact on aging and longevity?
While research on the long-term effects of GHK-CU supplementation in humans is still in its early stages, the preliminary findings are very encouraging.
Yeah, what have they found so far?
One study looked at the effects of GHK-CU on skin aging.
Okay.
In a group of women over the age of 50, and they found that those who received GHK-CU cream showed significant improvements in skin elasticity, firmness, and wrinkle depth compared to those who received a placebo cream.
So the skin benefits we talked about earlier, those aren't just theoretical.
Right.
They're actually showing up in human studies.
Exactly. And it's not just about aesthetics.
Right.
Remember, GHK-CU is also, promoting collagen and elastin production, which are essential for maintaining the structural integrity of our skin and other tissues.
It's like reinforcing the very foundation of our bodies.
Yeah.
Are there any other human studies looking at GHK-CU's potential benefits beyond skin health?
There have been some promising studies looking at the effects of GHK-CU on wound healing in humans.
Yep.
One study found that applying GHK-CU cream to diabetic foot ulcers significantly accelerated the healing process compared to, standard wound care alone.
So it's not just about, speeding up healing time.
Right.
It's about addressing a serious medical condition that can have, devastating consequences for people with diabetes.
Exactly. And this is just one example of how GHK-CU's ability to promote tissue regeneration could have a profound impact on human health.
It makes you wonder, what other areas of medicine could benefit from GHK-CU's regenerative power?
Yeah.
Could it be used to treat sports injuries, accelerate recovery from surgery, or even help repair damaged organs?
Those are all possibilities that researchers are exploring. For example, there's ongoing research looking at the potential for GHK-CU to promote nerve regeneration after spinal cord injury.
That's incredible to think that we might be able to harness the power of this, simple peptide.
Right.
To help people regain mobility and function after such a devastating injury.
Yeah.
It really speaks to the transformative potential of GHK-CU.
It does, and it's not just about treating disease or injury. Researchers are also investigating whether GHK-CU could play a role in enhancing, overall health and longevity.
This brings us back to that concept of health span.
Right.
That period of our lives where, we're not just alive, but truly thriving.
Yeah.
How could GHK-CU contribute to extending our health span?
Well, one way is through its potential to protect against age-related cellular damage.
Okay.
Remember, GHK-CU is a powerful antioxidant.
Right.
And it also seems to be able to enhance the function of our mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells.
So it's like giving our cells an extra layer of protection against the wear and tear of aging.
Exactly. And by protecting ourselves from damage, we might be able to slow down the aging process and maintain optimal health, for longer.
It's fascinating to think that something as simple as a peptide could have such a profound impact on the aging process. And it brings up another question. If GHK-CU levels decline with age, are there things we can do to boost our own natural production?
That's a great question. And the answer is yes, there are things we can do.
Okay.
To support our body's natural GHK-CU production.
All right. I'm all ears. What are some practical steps we can take?
Well, one of the most important things is to focus on, a healthy lifestyle, eating a nutrient-rich diet, getting enough sleep, managing stress, and engaging in regular exercise can all help to support, our body's natural regenerative processes, including GHK-CU production.
So the same things that are good for our overall health are also good for boosting our GHK-CU levels.
Exactly. It's all about creating an environment within our bodies that supports optimal health and resilience.
That's a great point. But let's be realistic. Even with the healthiest lifestyle, our GHK-Q levels are still going to decline as we age. So back to the question of supplementation.
Right.
What do we know about the safety and effectiveness of taking GHK-Q supplements?
As I mentioned earlier, GHK-Q is generally considered safe, especially when applied topically.
Right.
There is growing interest in oral and injectable forms of GHK-Q, but more research is needed to fully understand, their long-term effects and potential risks.
Right. It's always important to approach any new supplement with caution.
Yeah.
And consult with a healthcare professional.
Absolutely.
But what about the forms of GHK-Q that are already available, like topical creams and serums?
Right.
Are there any specific things we should look for when choosing a product?
When choosing a GHK-Q product, it's important to look for a reputable brand that uses high-quality ingredients and follows good manufacturing practices. You'll also want to pay attention to the concentration of GHK-Q in the product.
Okay.
Higher concentrations are generally more effective. But it's important to, start with a lower concentration and gradually increase as needed to assess your tolerance.
That makes sense. And are there any other ingredients that we should be, looking for or avoiding when it comes to GHK-Q products?
Some products combine GHK-Q with other, beneficial ingredients.
Okay.
Like hyaluronic acid,
Right.
which can help to hydrate the skin, or vitamin C,
Right.
which is a powerful antioxidant.
Yeah.
And these combinations can, enhance the overall effectiveness of the product. On the other hand, you might want to avoid products that contain, harsh chemicals or irritants.
Right.
As these could, counteract the beneficial effects of GHK-Q.
That's good advice. It's like with any skincare product, reading the label and doing your research is key.
Yeah.
But let's step back for a moment and consider the bigger picture here. We've talked about GHK-Q's potential to address, specific health concerns.
Right.
But what about its role in promoting overall well-being? How could GHK-Q contribute to a more, holistic approach to health?
That's a fascinating question. I think one of the most powerful aspects of GHK-Q is its potential to address the root causes of many health problems, rather than just treating symptoms.
Right.
By supporting our body's natural healing and regenerative processes, GHK-Q could help to create a state of, overall well-being.
Yeah.
Where we're not just, free from disease, but truly thriving.
It's like shifting the focus from disease management to health optimization.
Exactly. And I think that's where GHK-Q holds the most promise.
Yeah.
By supporting our body's innate ability to heal and regenerate,
Right.
we might be able to unlock a level of health and vitality that we never thought possible.
That's an inspiring thought. It makes me wonder, what could the future of GHK-Q research hold? What are some of the most exciting areas of exploration?
Well, one area that's particularly fascinating is the potential for GHK-Q to slow down or even reverse the aging process.
Right. We talked about its ability to modulate gene expression and sort of reset our bodies to a more youthful state.
Exactly. Researchers are investigating whether GHK-Q can protect against age-related damage to our DNA, our mitochondria, and other, cellular components. They're also looking at whether it can enhance the function of our immune system, which tends to weaken as we age.
So it's not just about treating specific diseases, but about promoting overall health and longevity.
Exactly. The goal is to use GHK-Q to enhance our health span, the period of our lives where we're not just alive, but truly thriving.
That's a powerful concept. Imagine a future where we can use GHK-Q to not just live longer, but to live better, with more vitality and resilience.
It's a future that's becoming increasingly possible as we unlock the secrets of this remarkable peptide. Another area that I'm particularly excited about is the potential for GHK-Q to enhance cognitive function.
Okay.
And protect against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's.
We talked about the maze-navigating mice earlier.
Right.
But what about humans?
Yeah.
Is there any evidence that GHK-Q can improve memory and brain function in people?
While the research is still in its early stages, there are some promising findings.
Okay.
For example, one study found that GHK-Q improved cognitive performance in people with mild cognitive impairment.
Wow. So it's not just a theoretical possibility.
Right.
There's real-world evidence to suggest that GHK-Q can make a difference in human brains.
Exactly. And the potential implications are enormous. Imagine being able to use GHK-Q to help people stay, mentally sharp and engaged as they age, or even to slow down the progression of devastating diseases like Alzheimer's.
That would be a game changer. It makes you realize just how transformative GHK-Q could be for individuals and for society as a whole.
It's truly a molecule with the potential to reshape our understanding of health, aging, and the very possibilities of human potential.
Well, I think it's safe to say that we'll be keeping a close eye on the research surrounding GHK-Q.
Absolutely.
It's a peptide with huge potential, and we can't wait to see what the future holds.
And remember, even though the science is still emerging, there are things we can do right now to support our body's natural production of GHK-Q.
I spill the beans. What can we do to boost our own GHK-Q levels?
Eating a healthy diet, rich in antioxidants and nutrients, is a great place to start. Getting enough sleep, managing stress, and engaging in regular exercise can also make a difference.
So the same things that are good for our overall health are also good for boosting our GHK-Q levels. Makes sense.
Exactly. It's all about supporting our body's natural healing and regenerative abilities.
Well, I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of GHK-Q. It's been an absolutely fascinating journey.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listener, thank you for joining us. We hope this deep dive has left you with a newfound appreciation for the incredible potential of this tiny but mighty peptide. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to unlock the next big secret about GHK-Q.
The possibilities are truly endless.
It seems like with GHK-Q, we're really talking about something that goes beyond just treating individual symptoms.
Yeah.
It's about promoting this more fundamental level of well-being.
It really is. It's a shift in perspective from, fighting disease to cultivating resilience. Instead of waiting for things to break down, we're looking at ways to bolster the body's natural defenses and regenerative capabilities.
Right.
And GHK-Q seems to be a key player in that shift.
So it's not about chasing a quick fix, but about really creating the conditions for long-term health and vitality.
Precisely. It's about embracing a more holistic view of health.
Yeah.
Recognizing the interconnectedness of our physical, mental, and even emotional well-being. And GHK-Q, with its diverse range of benefits, seems to embody this holistic approach.
And it's fascinating to consider how GHK-Q fits into the broader context of aging research.
Right.
We're living longer than ever before, but the quality of those extra years isn't always what we'd hoped for.
Yeah.
Could GHK-Q be part of the solution to extending not just our lifespan, but our health span?
There's a growing body of research that suggests it could be. Scientists are exploring whether GHK-Q can protect against the cellular damage that accumulates as we age.
Right.
Damage that contributes to everything from, wrinkles and age spots to more serious conditions like heart disease and neurodegenerative disorders.
So it's not just about, looking younger. It's about feeling younger and functioning at a higher level for longer.
That's the idea. GHK-Q's ability to stimulate collagen and elastin production could help maintain the integrity of our skin, our bones, our blood vessels, while its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties could help protect our cells from the ravages of time.
And then there's the potential for GHK-Q to impact brain health, which is something that really piques my interest. We've all seen the devastating effects of cognitive decline, both on individuals and their families. Could GHK-Q offer a way to protect our brains as we age and potentially even stave off conditions like Alzheimer's?
It's certainly a possibility worth exploring.
Right.
Research is still in its early stages, but we're seeing some, intriguing hints that GHK-Q could play a role in maintaining cognitive function and protecting against neurodegenerative diseases.
You mentioned a study earlier that showed GHK-Q improved cognitive performance in people with mild cognitive impairment.
Yeah.
That's a pretty significant finding, isn't it?
It is, and it opens up the possibility that GHK-Q could be used not just to treat cognitive decline, but to prevent it altogether. Imagine a future where we could use GHKQ to help people maintain their, mental sharpness and cognitive vitality well into their golden years.
That would be that would be a game changer.
Yeah.
It would revolutionize the way we think about aging and the possibilities for living a long and fulfilling life.
It would indeed, and I think we've only just begun to scratch the surface of what GHKQ is capable of.
Yeah.
As research continues, I'm confident we'll uncover even more amazing applications for this remarkable peptide.
It's a reminder that nature often holds the keys to some of our most, pressing health challenges.
It is.
And in the case of GHKQ, we might have stumbled upon a true gem, a molecule with the potential to transform the way we approach health, aging, and the very essence of well-being.
I think that's a beautiful way to sum it up. GHKQ is a testament to the elegance and power of nature's designs. And it offers us a glimpse into a future where we can work in harmony with our bodies to achieve optimal health and vitality.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of GHK2.
It has been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
And to our listener, thank you for joining us. We hope this deep dive has left you with a newfound appreciation for the incredible potential of this tiny but mighty peptide. Keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to unlock the next big secret about GHK-CU.